Next, from Chicago, Governor Quinn talks to the press after the first meeting of the Export Advisory Council. The council combines business and state officials in a joint effort to double Illinois exports over the next 4 years. This runs about 10 minutes.
And we just had, I think, some of the very best leaders of Illinois businesses, large and small, at our initial Export Advisory Council meeting. Dan is the leader of that. I want to thank Dan for his commitment to helping us improve our exports in Illinois. We had a banner year last year, 30% increase in exports from businesses large and small in Illinois to world markets. That creates jobs right here in our state. We want to keep that same pace up. We had all kinds of great ideas about what we can do together to improve our exports even more so in the coming year. And we're going to continue to have our Export Advisory Council meeting. It'll meet quarterly. Our next meeting looks like July 10th at where? The Navistar World Headquarters located in Lisle, Illinois. And I want to thank Dan for their commitment to Illinois, for their commitment to making quality products all over the world, manufacturing, second to none. And Dan, why don't you take it from there?
Well, thank you, Governor. It's great for the public sector and the private sector to get together on a common cause here. And I can tell you that the meeting had a lot of passion in it. There was a lot of alignment in it. And we're all after the same objective. And, Governor, your leadership is very profound in this course of action.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. We'll be glad to answer any questions on the Export Council meeting. And the key is developing new markets in the world creates jobs right here in Illinois. And I see the job of governor as certainly being the exporter-in-chief for the state of Illinois. I'll go anywhere for jobs for Illinois. And last week, or a week or so ago, we were in Belgium with the European Union, a great market, many European countries. We also are going to be in Washington next Monday at the behest of our President and Secretary of State. The President of Brazil is coming to Washington with 9 or 10 governors of their states. And as a governor of Illinois, I've been invited to participate in roundtable discussions with the president and governors of President of Brazil and the governors there. Great market for Illinois. Our fifth leading export market right now, Brazil is. Tremendous opportunity for selling products. The University of Illinois, we had Representative Phyllis Wise, the Chancellor of U of I, Champaign-Urbana. She was with us at our meeting and pointed out that the University of Illinois is the only university in the United States with a Brazilian studies program. We have great friends in Brazil. We want to make more friends. We want more exports, more opportunity to create jobs here in Illinois, more Caterpillar tractors and earth-moving equipment, more John Deere, more Navistar trucks. That's what we're looking for.
For sure.
And you will be going to Brazil later this year.
Our plan is to go to Brazil latter part of this year. We have already been working with the State Department on that. We want to take some of our great companies and leaders with us, our educational institutions. Brazil has a goal of 101,000 students from Brazil to come to America to study. And what better place to study than right here in Illinois, our University of Illinois, at both Champaign-Urbana as well as UIC. And then we have Northwestern and University of Chicago and DePaul and Loyola and Illinois Institute of Technology and many, many more great universities. So we want to encourage our connection with our educational institutions with the world, because that'll help us get more exports to create more jobs right here in Illinois.
And what were some of the other ideas that were talked about in the meeting? What are some of these untapped markets that you see?
Well, Dan, maybe you could talk a little bit about the opportunities that Navistar sees in different parts of the world. Why don't you take it from there?
I think the very consistent with what the topics were talked about in there. There's so many opportunities. Obviously, China is a prime market. South Africa was talked about. Australia was in there, and I think our company and other companies have found all those to be ripe markets for growth. We can bring in technologies and products into those markets and find jobs here in Illinois and the rest of the United States as well. So it really kind of covered the gamut of the globe, for sure. Latin America is another area
huge
for
market,
great opportunities.
And I think part of program of Navistar is fuel efficiency. I think everybody in America right now understands the importance of having more fuel-efficient vehicles, whether they be cars or trucks, and that's exactly what Navistar is doing. State-of-the-art technology, hiring all these engineers, coming and bringing to our state great minds, creative minds, and they're going to find many more ways to be efficient, especially with our use of fuel.
For sure. I think another part was, how does education help companies like ourselves and the private sector and the public sector to be able to compete in a global market?
And when you say education, are you talking about training programs?
I'm talking about the education themselves in the school system, and then, of course, what comes out of that system as well.
Yeah, it was a very good meeting. It was over 2 hours long.
I think it could have lasted about 5.
Yeah, it could have. And how many times you get leaders of companies like Motorola Solutions? We had a company that's been in Illinois for years and years, Corn Products, ADM, Tate & Lyle, Caterpillar was there, Navistar. We really had a lot of talent there, and I really look forward to working with our group for all of our initiatives. We want to help our small and medium-sized companies. That came up over and over again. Only 1% of Illinois companies export. We need to get that number up. We have to grow that number. So if they're exporting to one country, let's get them to export to more than one country. I think that's important. And one thing we did do, Dan, we adopted a resolution. Doug Oberhelman, the CEO of Caterpillar, proposed that we, as a group of folks from the heartland, the manufacturing center of the United States of America, send a clear message to Washington, to the Democrats, the Republicans in Congress, everywhere, that we want the Export-Import Bank reauthorized. It's been around since 1934. They're kind of locked in gridlock in Washington on this very important issue. Why don't you just talk a little bit about that?
I think, Governor, the council said that this is a very important act that needs to be continued to help us compete when we're out trying to get business throughout the world. Every other country that really is good at competing finds a way to have their financing done within their country, and we need to have that ability too. And we've had it so far. It's probably not as aggressive as most other countries, but we need to continue on this. And so this bill is very important that it's funded within the budget for the next 4 years.
Indeed, and Wanda Felton from the Export-Import Bank was with us and made an excellent presentation. We want that done. The President of the United States is for it. Our major companies are for it. If we want to do more export from Illinois to the world, and we're one of the leaders in the whole country, we have to make sure that the financing is available. So that's a big mission.
For sure. And I also, if I can add to that, Governor, the small business part of that is most important for them to have the ability to get that financing available.
I think it's over 268 companies from Illinois that have benefited from that in their exports, and we're just starting. Well, we have a long way to go. We want to do more.
You're watching the Illinois Channel, an independent nonprofit corporation formed to provide gavel-to-gavel coverage of Illinois state government and other public affairs events taking place across Illinois.